In May 2021, A$AP Rocky estimated his album was 90% complete, but it has only just released in 2026.
Why?
Well, Rocky has had many disruptions over the years that have made him have to delay the album again and again and again, starting with him supposedly shooting his former friend A$AP Rocky, and I'll be leaving the biggest reason until last. On April 20th, 2022, Rocky was flying back from Barbados after a nice vacation with his girlfriend Rihanna. When he arrived home though, the unthinkable happened. It was a great holiday for the couple, and with Rihanna late in pregnancy, it was a great time overall. Upon landing back in LA though, their hearts were broken as Rocky was arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. The events that led to this took place way back in November 2021, where he shot an old friend in Hollywood. The real question at the time was, why did he do it? Or did he even do it at all? As time went on, parts of the story unfolded to the public, whilst A$AP Rocky walked free on a $550,000 bail. He was just waiting to face court. According to the victim's side of the story, he and Rocky went way back, but eventually grew distant. They decided to meet up in Hollywood to discuss their differences, where Rocky pulled out a gun and fired twice in the victim's direction. After being alerted with a warrant, law enforcement searched A$AP Rocky's house and discovered several boxes of potential evidence. Things were not looking good for him, and of course, his new album. At this point, A$AP Rocky had already hinted at a new album on several occasions, and the name was initially going to be All Smiles. Fans were starting to get excited for a multitude of reasons, ranging all the way from seeing him in the booth with Metro Boomin on Instagram, to a year-old interview claiming it was 90% complete. However, legal trouble was bound to consume Rocky's time. Making defenses, appearing in court, and speaking to the media about it are not easy, meaning it was bound to set All Smiles back. Throughout early 2022, the complete story of the shooting was released, and it looked messy for Rocky. The victim was A$AP Rocky, formerly known as Terrell Efron, who was a childhood friend and collaborator of Rocky. When they met up to settle their differences, Rocky shot twice at Rocky and grazed his knuckles on the left hand. He was also accused of intentionally inflicting emotional trauma on his victim. These claims were big and had to be settled in court, so on August 15th, 2022, A$AP Rocky was officially charged by the LA District Attorney. A few days after this charge, to no surprise, Rocky appealed not guilty. This took place in a felony court case at Los Angeles County Court. His lawyer Sarah Kaplan entered his not guilty plea, only to agree that the official defense and trial would be set for November 2nd, 2022. This was far from it though. The judge had a lot to say. Rocky's gun rights were revoked and he was no longer allowed to possess firearms or ammunition. Even more importantly, he was prohibited from entering a 100-yard radius of Raleigh. That guy must have been absolutely terrified. After this, there were a lot of trial delays for many reasons, the major one being Rocky's performance schedule. But eventually, at the start of 2025, things were able to be settled. Just before the official trial, Rocky received a 6-month sentence along with a probation offer if he pleaded guilty. Surprisingly, he turned it down despite the sentence being 24 years if he was found guilty. That man was confident. Fortunately for A$AP Rocky, this turned out to be the right decision, as on February 18th, 2025, he was proven not guilty. The main defense was that he fired a prop gun which he had taken from a set of a music video for security reasons. A$AP Twelvyy also played a big part in the case, defending him, testifying that he was present. He claimed that everyone knew it was a prop gun and Rocky fired a warning shot to stop Rocky from attacking another member of the crew. Just like that, the legal trouble was off A$AP Rocky's back, but this did not mean he had all the time in the world to make his album. Since A$AP dropped testing back in May 2018, he and Rihanna have been expanding their family, now holding 3 children. Now I know what you're thinking, what has this got to do with the constant delays of Don't Be Dumb? Chill, being a father is not easy. You see, Rocky has always been ambitious about fatherhood. In a 2021 interview with GQ, he confirmed this by saying, "I think I'd be an incredible, remarkably, overall amazing dad. I'll have a very fly child, very." Considering all 3 of his children have been born during his Don't Be Dumb delays, it makes sense to point part of the blame in that direction. Think of it like paternal leave in normal job. It would just simply be unfair on his children if he was working night and day while they were young. But wait, there's still one more reason for Don't Be Dumb's crazy production time that has made the last 10% take forever. A$AP Rocky has even confirmed this reason himself on several occasions. You guessed it, leaks. Leaks are an almighty burden on the rapping industry, and every high-profile artist has suffered from them. But with Rocky, it's on a whole nother level. All you have to do is Google A$AP Rocky Don't Be Dumb leaks, and you can find entire playlists on Spotify. These leaks have made A$AP Rocky have to start his album over and over and over again, and this is why. On August 2nd, 2024, Rocky appeared on the Apple Music podcast to discuss his new single, Hijack. This single was rumoured to be appearing on Don't Be Dumb. It's also rumoured that you're enjoying this video, so subscribe. This podcast took place 28 days before Don't Be Dumb was scheduled to release, and he told us why it took so long then and there.
Yeah, it's just all that get leaked. And so I might perform it here and there, but it's just like, nah, it's leaked. It is what it is. It's out already.
It's simple. In A$AP's point of view, leaks just shouldn't appear on an album because everybody's already heard them. Let's be real, we'd all have been disappointed if Don't Be Dumb came out 2 years ago and every single song was pre-leaked. The unfortunate thing for A$AP is that his songs get leaked all the time. And with album hype on their side, leakers were going crazy. The constant leaking of his music meant he kept having to rework the album to make it fresh again. It must have been a never-ending cycle. Make an album, start promo, get leaked, repeat. It's like those gamer shirts. It's ironic that this exact process happened just 20 days after the podcast when Rocky took to X to cancel the album. Fortunately, another delay later and A$AP has finally dropped. Now I'm recording this video before the release date, so let me know what you think of the album down below.